Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the WCGA podcast. Today, you've got me, Dancer Dragoon, you've got Lang, Skyfire, you've got Ian, Cantus Prime, and we are here to talk about Gundam stuff. So, first, let's talk about how we're doing. Lang, what's up, buddy?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lang. I have had a adventure of a week, and I'm happy to just be with buddies this morning. This week was busy at work, but I received my last model kit order that I made on December 31st. I'm hunkered in. I'm hunkered down. It's a little nerve-wracking. I'm talking a big talk while shuddering in the corner. So I am. We can talk more about that when we got what we got.
Yeah, I like to
Feels
when
the
you
seatbelt tightening.
when you're talking like that, I can tell you're squirming inside. So I just stay silent because it's so much more fun to just watch you squirm with your really good life decisions about model kits. So tell us really quick, briefly, where we can find you online.
Skyfire_riser on Instagram. I'm on a handful of other things while everybody else is also hunkering down with what TikTok leaving, not leaving, banned, not banned. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, it's getting banned.
I think it's done for.
I never ticked my talk, so I don't know how that works.
It's a bunch of spyware.
Skyfire, Riser, or my previous one was Gunpla Skyfire, Blue Sky, Instagram. I used to have a bit of a Facebook, but I'm mostly on Discord. Between a number of servers, come find me and or us, WCGA. That's where you can find me.
Yeah, and we'll have a link to the club down in the description. How about you, Ian? Where can we not find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Cantus_Prime. And then you can also find me lurking around the club Discord.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram mostly and on Discord. At Dancer Dragoon is my green.
Or the Bandai website for that matter.
Find me on the Bandai website. You can also find me on YouTube. Same thing, Dancer Dragoon.
The premium
like Dancer
Bandai
Dragoon
webpage is always in a bookmark.
Yeah.
Tab's always open.
Yeah. So, Ian, how's your week been?
My week has been good. It was a little eventful with getting out of town for work, but because of that, I got to visit a really cool store we can talk about later.
Nice.
Didn't you also end the week on top of another store?
Yeah. If I'm not at home, I'm at a store. It's how it works. And you guys are always wondering why your phone's blowing up. It's because I'm trying to show you all the cool things for.
That's how I do half of my
things
shop.
That Lang cannot buy.
Yeah, it's true.
Half my shopping is done through Ian as a proxy. Mm-hmm. It's great.
In the club, sometimes we like to call it Instacart. So I go shopping.
I get that
and I'm
now.
like, all right, guys, Instacart is active.
You just got that?
I just got that. I didn't even know what that was because I kept hearing him like Instacart. What
Instacart? You're such an old man, Lang. That's what I have to look forward to in literally 6 months or something. Actually, I'm older than you.
No, you're not.
I was born in June.
Yeah, but I'm still a year older.
Oh, you're 41.
Yeah. Thanks for putting that out there.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Lang had his little monkey neuron activation meme right there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
My week was pretty good. It's been a busy week. Or the last week. Yeah, we're recording this on a weekend. But it was busy for me last week. I did multiple podcasts.
Yeah, he did.
Not on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell us how that went?
Oh, it went great. I was on the Undergated podcast. Those guys run the best they run the best podcast in the model community. Not just because they're cool dudes, but also because you listen to some other podcasts in the realm of the hobby that we're in, and they just they're a little too spread out. They're a little too nebulous. they talk about things that don't have to do with the hobby a lot more than they do with the hobby sometimes. But they're doing it right, I think, over there.
Stay on target.
And they treated me like some kind of celebrity or something, which made me feel really nice, like and welcome and everything. They had some really good questions prepared, and yeah, they were super, like I said, super professional. They run a tight ship.
You say all this, and then we're going to go way off tangent. People are going to say the same about us here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Of
no.
course.
We run a tight ship too.
Yeah, Popo
But,
Woo Woo. What's it called, Dan?
Oh, we're talking about that. Sure, if you want, we can talk about that. We can talk about that right now.
At all. Did you get more?
I've only got the largest collection of anybody you know of Popo Woo. I did get more.
Why don't we jump right into that? What'd you get this week, Dan?
What is the total number?
It's growing.
Of poo-poo woos.
Because you could show now. I don't think you showed us last time.
Yeah, I think I got like 7 Popo Woos.
Okay. We need to go to Michael's and get him a shadow box for all his poo-poo woos.
Yeah. Well, first let's talk about what we're currently building first, and then we'll get into Popo. I am currently building a PG Exia. It's been interrupted about 50,000 times because of life stuff, but it's pretty fun so far. Like, I'm in the sanding process, which is my favorite process right now for building. It's just very zen. I get to listen to shows a lot, watch TV while I'm doing it, so it's nice. It's like 80% inner frame with that Exia. Perfect grade. So I'm gonna get to have a lot of fun, like detailing, doing a lot of paint pen or masking. A lot of different metallic colors are going to be coming together. There's lots of tubes and gears inside that you'll be able to see.
Do you do every detail of the inner frame and then get a little bummed out if any of it gets covered with armor? No.
I do detail the entire thing, and then I cover it up, and I'm like, it's locked in time now forever. Now, if I'm at a show and I'm like, I want to pop off this leg armor, because PGs have like that modular armor system. I can pop it off to show the inside if I want to. Just whatever I feel like is going to be the most impactful. But we're going to talk about competitions later.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm building that, but I built this thing. It's one of these little book nook things.
Oh, you built one. Nice.
Yeah, I finished it. It's the Magic Pharmacist. Now, here's the thing about this. Here's the thing. I bought this for my wife to build, and let's see if I can get it to turn on. She ended up not liking it. I can't even get it to turn on now.
Was she a part of the build process, or you built it
No.
for her?
She built like a book, and the fact that I can't get this to light up sucks. But there's just a ton of detail inside this thing.
Yeah.
I'll say this: the manufacturing or whatever they're using, the laser cutter, or whatever it is like incredibly precise. The fitment is extremely tight. So those of you that can't see, this is one of those book nook things. It's like a super miniature diorama.
They're like punch out cardboard and stuff.
It's all press board, like MDF.
So it's real sturdy quality.
Super sturdy.
Oh,
but you got to put pegs into peg holes sometimes, and they are manufactured precisely, so they kind of they snap in.
Oh.
And there was a couple of times where I was building it, and I was like, if you're not a modeler, if you don't have experience on how to hold things, how to apply pressure properly, like those are skills,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just some rando that went to a store and bought one of these thinking it was going to be a fun little puzzle. Like, you're going to have a real hard time.
I can picture you see those on a shelf at Barnes and Noble and just go, let me grab that real quick.
Exactly.
And now, oh no! Ah!
Yeah. and I was using like all my tools. I had my nippers out. I had my sanders. I had my tweezers, and I had my special glue, which is way better than the glue that they provided. But that thing was fun. It took me about 6 hours to slap together. Unfortunately, the lighting's not working. It comes with a capacitive touch button, but the MDF is like just maybe a little too wide for it to go through. Like, it's supposed to detect your finger through the MDF, and it just doesn't work very well. So I'm going to have to modify it. I was like, why didn't they just put a switch
as modelers
with a hole?
Illuminate.
Yeah, I'm going to modify it.
Very
It looks beautiful, though. When it's lit up, it's gorgeous. And there's, like I said, so much detail in there. And I didn't have to do anything extra. It all comes nicely printed and everything.
Is there like a name to the one that you got so people can also look it up?
Yeah, it's called the Magic Pharmacist.
It's like witches
If you just
brewing
type in
thing.
Magic Pharmacist Book Nook, you can probably find it.
So like a
Um,
sorcerer's library
Yeah.
kind of
yeah,
thing. I saw like a
it's like a
broom
cat.
and a
Yeah,
chest, a
it's
bunch
like
of
a little shop,
bookcases. Yeah, that
like
looked
where
really
you can
cool.
go in and get like little potions made or whatever.
I too got one for
I'll have to check
my
those out.
yeah, I got one for my wife. That's like a sakura Japanese flower garden kind of looking one that my daughter is actually putting together for my wife. So hopefully we'll get that one done, but daughter's very busy. So
Um, so that's what I've been up to. What have you been building, Ian?
Nothing in the work in progress right now. I did complete a Blocky's Classic Class Megatron from Transformers One.
Ooh.
Um,
Rutro.
what is Rutro? Oh, you did too? All right, I see.
Yep.
Lang's chosen the side of good, so we're gonna go at it later.
Nice.
What do you think about that
So it's
little? Yeah.
uh, it on the surface it looks really good. I think I'm a little disappointed with the articulation, but as I think about it, it was like a $15 little model kit. It does use almost the same internal chest piece as the Defender, no, Galaxy
Just
class
regular.
figures. It's like the same little chest block where it has the neck socket, your two arm sockets, but this version comes with a little LED block that goes inside there with a little tiny coin battery, and all you have to do is give him a
Tap
little
it.
violent shake.
I
Is
just
that how
tap
you
his
turn it
chest.
on?
Yeah, you just tap his
Yeah,
chest.
or just flick him real hard because I'm sure Megatron
Okay.
appreciates getting flicked really hard in the chest, and his eyes light up red. Unfortunately, on Megatron, he's got a solid chest, but if I was to remove the chest plate, you can see where his T-cog, his transformation cog, would be right in the center, and that would be glowing red too.
Ah,
On Lang's Optimus figure, that's going to be more transparent as like the cab of the truck right there. So if he was to flick the chest, you get the chest plate glowing blue. Yeah, there you go, the glowing blue in the eyes, and it's actually a really nice LED effect. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It bleeds through the plastic because in the neck socket there is like a clear stem with a ball in the end for the neck articulation, and I'm surprised the light bleeds through quite well up to there and the eyes illuminate. And then it stays lit for about like an entire minute and a half before it goes out. And it's still going strong, stronger than Bandai's LEDs.
yeah. I mean, there's like little to no wiring inside those things. It's basically a battery pack with a light attached to it.
Yeah. And it's hard to tell. I'm not sure if these are injection molded. But I mean, some of Megatron Silver, when I clip these out, there's a bit of dark gray underneath, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
I believe it is injection swirl, like an injection silver, but it looks really nice.
Yeah.
I'm happy I got this thing. But again,
So
articulation could be a bit better, but it's all right.
when I built mine, it bragged about not using clippers.
Yeah,
Mm.
It
so
said you just pop them
the
out.
gates on these are really thin. It is
Very
quite possible to just get your thumbnail in there and pop them
That's
off
what I
the
did.
runner.
I
I
just
did use
twisted
my
them up.
God Hand, which is probably going to have a much different effect, but I was going at it with the blind box defender class. No, I did it again. The Galaxy class. The blind box Galaxy class. All I did was just pop those off with my fingers.
Yeah.
Maybe scratch with my thumbnail to get rid of the gate nub, and it's perfect.
Nice. Yeah, that's how I did mine. I just twisted everything off, popped it all off, slapped it together, kind of like a Pokemon kit. And I had better results with just popping it off than I did with the Pokemon Bandai kits. I think the Pokemon Bandai kits still have bigger little pits on them than I've
For
observed with the
sure.
one block kit that I did. So they're doing it good. They've got really nice molds with these kits. I mean, I've only done the one, but it was one of the bigger ones, and I was
Yeah, I
very
had
surprised and impressed with
no
the build.
part fit issues, nothing. Everything came together smoothly.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about you, Lang? What have you been up to over there at the Lang studio?
The over here in Langland, I too built Orion Pax, Optimus Prime. I kind of love him. My only gripe is the proportions of his head. I don't like it. I think it's kind of.
I
It looks
think
like
that's
Orion
just
Pax
an issue
wearing a
with
helmet.
Transformers 1. They all had real short, stubby torsos and long
Yeah.
legs and big heads.
The leg separation was phenomenal. Like, I kind of love how the parts and colors are fitting on him. Same thing with Ian. There's like a gloss injection on it that I love. That was great. This whole week, I don't think I really had a chance to work on my big IPMS double O riser build that I'm working on. I finished the arms last Monday, and I've seen guys do. Usually, a lot of folks do the entire body, everything step by step. They'll do all the sanding, like you, Dan, all of the priming, all the painting at once. I'm doing it piece by piece. This is my first time doing that. For me, it helps with my stress a little bit, just to my ADHD to complete one project, because I might have only 15 minutes to prime a dozen pieces versus 100 for the whole set. So I have some of the weapons completely done with some tweaks and changes I have to do on them still. I have the arms completed. Next up will be, I'm thinking of jumping on the legs and the shoulder packs, because I have some good momentum, and now I know how it should be looking, like with appreciating and stuff, so I'm getting a little faster. So I'm hoping this next week, or even on President's Day, which is going to be coming up for us on that, take some time and really get that all done. So that's what I'm working on.
Nice. Lang, I got some news for you, buddy.
Give me some news.
I'm bringing like 4 or 5 hits IPMS Seattle.
Really?
So you need to step it up, buddy.
What? Well, Seattle Model Mania or Seattle? Are we talking IPMS?
I mean, Model Mania, I'm going to bring probably the same amount, but IPMS comp builds, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to
He's putting a
shotgun
finger in
blast.
every pie.
Yeah. Careful.
That's how we're going to talk about that too later. What about outside of Gundam? You guys been up to outside of Gundam? I'll go first. I have been watching X-Men 97.
How far did you get?
I'm a little late to the party on that one, but holy crap.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Did
good.
you finish it?
No, I'm oh gosh. I'm on
What's the last thing
episode.
you saw?
So I was watching that. So Magneto, I think Magneto died. Spoiler alert.
Wasn't okay, and someone else did too, huh?
Oh,
Right.
my name is Gambit. Remember it.
Wasn't that some of the best animation, and just like, here you go?
So okay, so the animation isn't mind blowing or anything.
No,
to me,
but the way they did it, like,
the show though
The
cohesively,
cinematography.
yes,
thank you.
cinematography
Thank you.
is excellent, and like I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. Like, okay, just spoiler alert. Okay,
Okay.
have you seen it, Ian?
No, but go ahead.
Ah, shoot.
I was watching the original X-Men from actually 97.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
And I left off at Charles and Magneto were on some dinosaur island, and that's the last
Okay.
I got to
Savage
see.
Land.
Yeah.
Well, we won't go into too many spoilers. Let's just say
I do want to catch up eventually.
Okay, yeah. Let's just say I'm done.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts. We'll do an episode in the future, maybe when Ian's watched it, and we can just like rip into it.
It
I'll
doesn't affect me
yeah.
too much because it's a comic, and comics always reboot, do different things with different characters, and so on and so forth. Now, if you were talking
X-Men 97's
if you were talking like Game of Thrones, where there's only one full story, and you tell me how it ends, then I'd be a little upset.
That's a good point. So
X-Men 97 is an animation. It's a show.
Yes.
It is an animation, but they also jam-packed, because I've been kind of an on and off, but like Avengers, X-Men, DC, I'm X-Men. That's me. And they jam-packed in that 97. you're going to see more, Dan. They jam-packed about a decade's worth of little Easter eggs out of the blue that I still can't believe they just put in, and they're syncing it with the old 92 series, which is
Right.
Lord.
I'm
I
so
there
excited.
there was one episode. I'll just say Jubilee's birthday.
Ha!
That was
Mojo. It was very stupid, but just
it. It was a filler episode, and I was like, you only have a limited number of episodes.
Yep.
And you're gonna put a filler episode in here?
They did a filler episode for all the 90s stuff with Mojo. I think it was okay. Kind of appropriate and okay.
Not to me. I mean, if you're gonna, like I said, if you have a limited number of episodes and you have a massive budget like they did, that you need to get down to brass tacks. And doing a filler episode, I feel like was just a disservice to me and my time. I was like, why am I watching this right now?
So it was so funny. I started watching it like episode 1, like give them the forecast. You'll see that, Ian. That's one of the best lines. There's episode 1 and then episode 2 and episode 3. Like I was watching it on Disney Plus on my kids' version with my boys. We come one of the nights to try to pull up episode 3, and I'm like, why isn't episode 3 on there? There's some messed up monsters that come out. It's just like,
yeah. That's when I was like, whoa, this like would give my kids nightmares if they watched it.
It was cool and surprising they went to that point of just intensity. Nothing graphic or it's just intense.
Yeah, and we can talk more about the show, kind of sprinkle it out throughout episodes of the podcast. But I just want to say, because I have Magneto's outfit. Hot take time.
I like it.
I hate it. It's like goth girl.
It's a callback.
To what?
One of that was his costume for a time.
For a time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But which one's iconic? Let's stick to iconic, people. Again, we have a limited number of episodes, and I don't want to see Magneto in a leotard with the sleeves cut off and long gloves that go up halfway to his bicep.
I see
and
now.
flowing hair. It's gross.
Does it remind you of Syndrome? Like a big old.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Incredibles.
No,
You've never seen Incredibles?
I mean, I've seen Incredibles, but I don't remember it. Like
the main bad guy with the giant S.
Yeah, I just think it's dumb. It's dumb. I don't like it. I mean, it's I don't know. Anyways, Ian, anything outside of Gundam for you?
Give me a second to think about that.
Lang, anything outside of Gundam for you?
Outside, hang on, I gotta think real quick. I've been doing a lot of Star Trek, is what my watch has been.
What Star Trek?
I finished Picard. I'm doing Discovery, and I did that a lot as a kid, so it was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun going back to that. I can't think of much else other than that, and just that's pretty much it for me this week.
All right,
a lot of work.
Yeah,
Ian, nothing for you?
No, I do have some stuff. Let's see, I started my week off doing work out of town. So I didn't get much done except we'll talk about a store visit after this or something. Besides that, I've been playing a lot of games recently. I've been playing a bunch of Marvel Rivals, which I am enjoying. Doing some Minecraft, which is just motivating me because one of my friends opened up a Minecraft realm and is going to modify it. But I'm just doing little builds and that thing to my heart's content. And then I also do play a lot of Fortnite because it's a free game. That there's always something new going on, and I think this week the Godzilla event has started. So if you haven't seen anything from that, there is a event that occurs during each match, or at least 20% of the matches, where a portal opens, and if you're the first person to run into it, you become Godzilla. You tower over everything on the island, and you get to stomp around, walk through buildings and knock them over, do your atomic breath and just destroy other players. It is a whole lot of fun.
Have you jumped through a portal?
Yes, I've gotten
Nice.
at least one Godzilla play, and I
That's funny.
leveled whatever there's one POI, which is a big cityscape with like a subway, like a raised subway running through it and everything. I made sure that city was gone, and it took out at least 10 players that were hiding in the buildings.
Rampage
It's a lot of fun.
2025.
Yeah.
Is that like a special game mode or something?
No, all you have to do is play the Fortnite Battle Royale with builds or no builds, and it can occur.
Wow.
And
That's
if you're
fun.
lucky,
But
even Kong will appear as you're going on the battle bus. Kong will jump through a portal, bang his chest, leave some items, and then jump back through a portal.
It's fun.
It's really
can
fun.
you be taken out as like, or is it just like, there's no
So
way?
you have like a health bar as Godzilla, and to prevent you from just winning the entire game as Godzilla, that health bar will gradually decrease no matter what. But then people can also shoot Godzilla, which will lower his health bar faster. And I guess whoever does the most damage to Godzilla is given a token, which gives that player special powers, and they're given like a really cool rocket launcher for that does a lot of damage. So it's, even if you don't make it to the Godzilla portal first, you can still come out on top by doing the most damage to Godzilla. It's good. It's very fair.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I just want to put a disclaimer out there. There's nothing wrong with Fortnite.
No, I wish people when we do our Saturday night game nights,
we do need
some
to do
people
a
like
Fortnite.
Fortnite. No,
It's because it's memeable. It's like
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though that I turned it on the other day because my son wanted to play it, and I double clicked it, and then by the time it finally got to the loading screen, which took about 15 years because all the ads, he didn't want to play it anymore. And now whenever I open up multiple apps on my phone, I'm getting Fortnite ads all of a sudden just because I opened it.
Cookie Central.
And makes me want to run through a glass wall and fall into a fire pit. So, thanks, Fortnite.
No, I played it once with my boy, and just the first try, I got first place, and then I was just like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm walking."
That's what I did.
Yeah.
But then I found out from our resident Fortnite expert that those first matches you play are filled with mostly bots that are brain dead.
Hey, I was playing with my son, so I don't care.
Well,
Yeah.
Wherever your standard is, Lang, I'm happy for you. My standards are higher, apparently. I need to destroy.
No, my self-esteem is easily boosted. I'm good.
You're so cool.
Okay.
You feel good?
I feel great. Cool. Ian, you have some news. What are some new stuff that you've been catching? Because Ian he beats like all of my Instagram feed to new stuff because I'll get stuff from him sooner than I see on any algorithms. What do you got for us
I
this
just
week?
spend too much time on social media. I try to keep it healthy. But you spend enough time on there and it will start putting things that interest you in your way first. So I have gone and collected over the week some new stuff that I feel is worth noting, talking about, discussing with you guys real quick. So,
well, while he's pulling that up, are you going to talk about the G-Clucks at all? G-Cluck stuff?
No, I'm not going to talk about any G-Cluck stuff. There is spoilers out there, and
there's a lot.
So the first, I guess, a theatrical episode has come out in Japan as of, I think the news started coming out like early morning yesterday. There's people have already been in theaters recording screen stuff, so it's out there. Secrets are revealed. We know what the show is going to be about and what it follows along, and it's very fascinating. But we will talk about that another time once the U.S. finally has access to it. Hopefully, the way things go, maybe March or April, we'll finally get something. They'll probably just drop it on Crunchyroll. We don't get anything cool. No theaters.
We can only hope. Now,
Yeah.
is that like a prequel episode or OVA or what?
Yeah, I think it's more like a pilot. The first episode, like Witch from Mercury, we had a pilot episode, and then
Wait,
a
is this
little
gonna be a
time
show?
went by before it aired.
Is this gonna be a show or is it
This
gonna
is
be a?
supposed to be a show. Yes.
Oh, I thought it was just a
Hopefully
movie.
not the same length as Witch from Mercury. I hope it's a bit longer, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
I am surprised at the timeline that Bandai is able to pump these things out and the quality that they are. Like, Witch from Mercury, or this one feels like it was just announced, and then bam, the episode's out. Bam, the high grade's out.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're very good at keeping things under wraps. Yes.
Yeah, it was like what, 4 months or something, if that, 3 months.
Yeah.
We found out third quarter of last year when the G-Quux was first announced, and then boom, we're into the show. Boom, we're into the high grade.
Yeah.
Master grade win. I'm gonna be banging on doors in Japan, buddy. Banging.
Right.
Do you
Trying
want
to get that?
Do you want to hear a message about our savior, the master grade?
All right, Ian, take it away, buddy. What do you got here?
Okay. First on the docket is we have After War Gundam X now streaming on Tubi. So we are at the 29th anniversary of Gundam X, which first aired on April 5th, 1996.
Wow.
And if you get on the Tubi TV app, which should be free, probably has ads on it. I'm not familiar with Tubi myself, but you can watch
Tubi is kind of awesome.
Gundam War After X.
Yeah, it's just
in its entirety.
Nice.
Which I've heard from other people is a very good Gundam show, not to be overlooked. Unfortunately, I wish Bandai paid more attention to it because there's very few kits from it.
I'm getting some F90
episodes? Wow.
F91 vibes from that, or
Yeah.
F90 vibes from that suit. Is it in the same timeline? Is this
No,
is not UC, correct?
After War is its own. That's its own universe, its own
Its own
series.
universe. Okay.
For model kit news, we have first up the Master Grade Sazabi Verka contrast colors. What do you guys think about this thing? It's like Darth Vader picked up a Sazabi.
I love it.
If this is Tampo printed or something, that's great. If it's sticker color correction, that's. I mean, it's probably not going to be stickers because it's for cost, so it's probably decal if they're doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish I could pick one of these things up. But they are exclusive to China and China events, so getting these is not cheap.
Yeah, they'll filter through on Sugar Mama for sure. But
I wish some of these do show up on our favorite website, Surugaya.
Praise
But
be to Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama, yeah, but not all of them do. I've seen the 2 wing contrast colors pop up.
Yeah.
Because I don't think those are limited to China.
You know, to be honest, looking at this thing, it's somebody with an airbrush and very little skill could achieve this exact paint scheme and masking and everything.
True.
What's
I'm not impressed by it.
What are those color shift paints you guys like? You
I
get
don't
effect with those?
Paints, but
I use a lot of display. Yeah, I do use a lot of display color shifters. In fact, Dan, that shredder by you, I think is
there's some
there's metal violet,
bluish, thing in that.
Metal violet from Hobby Mio. There's some display ones that have display. Out of all of the brands I've used color shifting with, Turbo Dork, Tamiya, Hobby Mio, display's been the best so far.
Yeah, don't my opinion, don't use Turbo Dork. My opinion. Don't buy it.
It works, but it's very flaky.
It's just anyways.
Okay.
So I'm not that impressed. What do we got next?
You cannot have a Sazabi without a new Gundam. So here we have Master Grade Verka new Gundam contrast colors.
That's just
this
rose.
is very Sakura. This is
Yes.
been-
Cherry Blossom
It's been
Master
kissed by
Grade
the
New
Trans
Gundam.
Am.
I love this thing too. This is incredible
I
to
think
look
this
at.
one looks cool because it's got
It
some
does.
clear parts, though. You know what I mean? It's got some clear parts that aren't.
Yeah,
It's not just been repainted or whatever with different injection colored plastic.
yes,
It's
they
got-
definitely
like
gave
right
you
here,
a
yeah.
clear red Psycho frame on this
Yeah.
new Gundam. There's little
That's
tiny hints
stickers.
of Psycho frame that pops through on that version of the model
That
kit.
looks like a sticker
It-
on top of the
Those
sticker
are
right there, right?
stickers.
Yeah, those definitely look
Okay.
like stickers.
And on
You
the
could paint
legs
that.
too. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah,
Yep.
on the legs there.
Right there.
Not a fan of that. If that's stickers, could be
But if
decals.
you painted it from the back side of that with some like UV activated white coming through the red, that would
Oh,
look
man.
cool.
Yeah,
definitely.
I guess. But like we're talking just base out of the box experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't read Chinese, so I don't know what they're saying. But that looks
Pretty.
Look here.
That looks like stickers.
Look here. It's beautiful. Buy it.
Do you think these are stickers too? Like that Trans Am metal?
For sure.
So yeah, they're not going to do tampo printing on a Gundam yet. They've never done that before, I don't think.
Yeah, but they've been doing a lot of painted details even on their SDs as of late.
Sure.
Yeah.
But not on a Gundam like
I'm not
Master
going to
Grade
look
or
now, but I'm
Burka,
definitely
so
wanting to look later.
I'm guessing it's stickers. And if it's
Okay.
stickers, poop.
Ugh.
Okay, next up.
After that, we have the high grade Wing Zero clear color version.
This is like edging on the border of the tasty clear that I like. It's
I'm
not
loving
quite
the
smoky.
red.
It's not quite super clear. The red looks like jelly. I want to eat that. I want to eat the yellow on the gun.
For me,
I
on
It's-
wanna
clear
eat the
kits, a
green.
lot of time it's this white that makes it or break it for me,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of on the edge of this.
Right?
I'm not quite
Yeah.
feeling it.
Right.
If this was solid white, then clear blue and clear red and yellow, I think you'd sell me on it.
Interesting.
Yes. 100% agree.
That's what a lot of the itchy bonds do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
After
Iron.
that, we
The
have
Beast.
Yeah,
the beast of possibility and the beast of credit card debt. We have a reissue of the perfect grade unicorn perfectibility coming back to P Bandai.
Yeah. I mean,
That
here's
was
the
pretty.
deal. If you got
So
the
depending on what
coinage, it's a no-brainer.
depending on what country you live in, just keep an eye out on Premium Bandai.
How much does this one run for? Because I know the Fenix is like 400, right? Isn't this the equivalent?
Fenix is like
I think this is the
500.
same.
5? Oh,
This one is cheaper.
I was suspecting it would be a little bit cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not
Having purchased
chrome
both,
plated.
I can tell you this one was less painful to buy than the Fenix.
Okay.
But they are
next-
essentially the same kit.
Yeah.
I mean, probably some little minor details Ian would know, but
Yeah.
Would I?
Yes.
Yes, you would.
Is it safe
Don't-
to
don't-
assume you
don't
would
act-
know? Yes.
Don't be
My
humble.
eyes tell me
Don't be
this one
humble.
comes with that beam lance, and and also has the Norn backpack thing over the
Yep.
back of the head. It's got the Banshee claw. Yeah.
Does the Fenix not have those?
No.
Huh.
No, the Fenix is just a regular like unicorn, but then it has those two big shields with the tail feather pieces.
Is there a
don't think it-
watermelon
Perfectibility,
version?
like perfectibility, combines aspects of the unicorn, the Banshee, and the Fenix all in one.
Is there a
Fenix come
watermelon?
with weapons?
It is a weapon.
It might. I don't
You're gonna
have
have to check, Dan.
I don't have a Fenix to speak on.
Yeah, you do.
I do, but it's in a box.
But
One of
is
the things
there-
that I've been interested about, speaking of Fenix, is I've heard people say that the Mr. Mark Setter causes issues with the plating on the Fenix. So I'll have to
Yeah,
look into that.
stick to water.
Is there a
Right.
Gundam base red and green watermelon version in a PG or no?
There is a China exclusive PG unicorn that is red
Red and
armor and
yellow.
yellow
Yeah.
Psycho frame.
I want a watermelon.
The
Sorry.
one you're thinking of is that I believe is it? It's not Fukuoka,
yeah.
but there is like a high grade unicorn out there that is red with a green inner frame.
I have that one, and looking at this, I'll be that would be fun if it was a PG, but I doubted it. So, okay, next
up we have the Robot Spirits version anime Act Zaku in Earth Federation colors.
That's a toy.
That is a toy, guys. This is not a model kit.
You don't have to build it?
Because you don't have to freaking build it. No.
It does look cool.
It definitely does. So I'm going to open some news here and talk about it as well. Because there's a bit more going on with this. Again, this is an action figure, not a model kit. Essentially, the Robot Spirits line is, you could say it's your SH Figuarts for Gundam.
Do either of you have any Robot Spirits?
I'm sorry?
Do either of you have any Robot Spirits? Because I don't.
Nope.
I do not either. But ones like this are very tempting because there's no...
Yeah.
Well, there's no model kits specifically of this guy here. I believe there may be an origin high grade of an Act Zaku. But for this unit in particular, this is probably its first time as a model kit. So with these Robot Spirits, they give you a big array of weapons, effect parts, hand options. They give you a lot of things with this thing. We have, for weapon spread out, you get a Hyzak machine gun, you get a beam rifle, and then there's like a Gatling gun that comes with it as well. You have a couple Heat Hawks that attach onto the hip. Looking like about 4 different beam saber effects and beam saber hilts. You got blast effects that come off the thrusters in the feet for simulating flight. You get blast effects for the rifles. It's just really, really cool display piece.
Sounds pretty loaded.
And if you're a Zaku guy, you should grab this.
How many dollars?
Looking.
You got a price on this thing yet? If it's over $10, I'm not buying it.
No,
it's definitely over 10.
These guys are never under 50.
Why are they so expensive? Why are they so expensive? I don't get it.
Detail.
I believe there is no pricing information yet for this guy.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for it. What do you got next, Ling?
The final is coming.
The GBWC Gundam Next Future Final Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yep.
On the right side, that's a picture of the new entry grade with the, what are they calling it? Some kind of effects kit to buy separately for it, or is it all packaged together?
We'll get there. Let's get there in a second.
Okay.
This is a fan event where they will give you exclusive inside looks and hands-on events. Most notably, there'll be a world premiere of Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux. Fans will get to stand and take pictures next to a 2.3 meter tall life-size G-Quux head.
Right there.
Right there? You got it?
I'm going to climb on top of it and sit on it like right in the middle.
Yeah.
And then get booted from the show.
Please bring a cowboy hat just to do that.
I'll do it after I win first for the world with GBWC.
Woo!
Yeah. So on top of that, yes, the Gundam Builders World Cup tournament finals will be held at this venue. It includes the championship finals, an awards ceremony, and an exhibition of everyone's model kit.
Yeah, look how happy those families are in this.
Yeah, it looks. Oh, so they're gonna have. Is this the 2 meter tall? Probably version right there, and then the head too, because they had this at Gundam Base just in a RX-78. They probably have one there.
I mean, all I've ever seen at these types of events is the RX. I've never seen the Zaku, the big Zaku they've got floating around out there, or any other mobile suit. So it'll be cool to see one that's not an RX, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see what's going to be available there. Let's go through these first ones.
They also will have Gunpla Battle VR at the Tokyo show.
Yeah.
And Gundam Operation Recycle, where participants can assemble and recycle Gunpla models.
Nice.
No further details other than that.
I'm
You
excited.
drop your kit into a big grinder, it grinds it up and it spits out runners.
So
Yeah,
we're taking a
I
garbage
imagine
bag.
it's the runner recycling operation that they have going on in Japan, which I
Yeah.
wish we could get here. I really
gonna
do
take
not like
a-
throwing the runners out.
Yeah.
We'll take a garbage bag full of Haros for our good friend that hates it that we torture Haros.
Yeah.
Just dump them all in. Okay. Let's
All
look at
right,
these
so
bad
yeah, let's
boys.
move on. There's going to be model kits available at this show. We're going to have the Contrast Colors Freedom Gundam version 2.0. Somebody put this Master Grade on ice. It is really cool looking.
It is cool looking. I like it.
Yeah.
Whoops,
And
sorry.
then also
I can see like customizing that one, the parts that aren't clear, and making
Yeah.
a really cool looking kit.
I believe it also has like an ice element effect stickers on this thing. Because
And it's a master grade.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So
Bandai.
the whole theme of this guy is ice, because after that is the Master Grade Justice Gundam Contrast Colors. Call it
looks
clear
like
green.
poop.
It's looking kind
See,
of
I
bluish,
want
maybe
it.
aqua.
I really like it.
I hate that yellow.
I
Well,
think it works.
the
It's
yellow
mustard.
for this is because there is a lightning motif to this Justice Gundam.
What
There
does
are
that have to do
decals.
with yellow?
There's decals on this that replicate lightning bolts, Dan.
Why yellow though?
Why not,
Why
Dan?
PP?
Why? Why not?
It just looks like mustard. It looks like
You
dog
look like
vomit.
mustard.
It's
That looks like
certainly
dog
the
vomit.
oddest of the three. Not shown is there is a flame red Providence Gundam, which is unfortunate that it's not here at this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the three model kits. So you have the Ice Freedom, the Lightning Justice, and the Fiery Providence, representing elements.
So those of you that are just listening, it's a Justice Gundam that looks like dog vomit. What's the unicorn about?
Next up is a brand new Ecopla. We have a Master Grade Unicorn Gundam.
I like this.
This is Xbox all the way. So we have
100%.
the full black unicorn, and then it has a lime green inner frame.
Yep.
Like a lime green inner.
Lime clear, yeah.
I wonder if I bet that sucker reacts to UV light to it.
Big
I
time.
Bet it just
Yep.
pops.
Mhm.
That's gonna be
Get
bright.
yourself a
beautiful.
Cosmos kit for this Master Grade. Whoa.
Oh.
Does Cosmos do a Master Grade kit for unicorn?
I think so.
I like that. What? Oh, I'm
Pretty
seeing
sure.
the goof peeking.
There you go. We'll go peek for you.
Goofy, yes. Next
That's
up,
the
they
nice
have
clear.
Masterpiece Clear Goof 2.0. Very delicious looking.
I like how
the
you
way-
just did a Freudian slip there with masterpiece instead of master grade. It is a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece, guys.
Look at that clear. That's the
MG.
tasty clear.
Mhm.
I bet it tastes like blue raspberry.
It better. And
But it's
not
just a clear.
like
It's just a
plastic.
clear. Yeah, it's just a clear goof. Looks great.
Mm-hmm. If you like your
Um,
clear kits, this is one to
oh,
add
yeah.
to the list. Very good looking.
Very nice.
All right, next up, we have the Gundam Epion EW Contrast Colors. This is also a Master Grade. The motif on this is like, what if the evil-looking Epion is more like a holy knight? This thing is done up in like a smoky white, translucent, and a gold injection contrast to that.
That's semi-translucent. Gosh.
It is semi-translucent.
So for you painters out there, you're gonna want to paint that gold injection, and then it would just look gorgeous.
It does look like a mustard poupon.
Well, it's
oh my god.
gold.
it's not the lighter
Oh my
mustard
gosh.
garbage like the Hyakushiki injection gold that they did with the high grade. It's not that bad. It's more of like a darker, rusty looking gold.
Mhm.
like a
but
bronze.
but if you got a rattle can even of just gold paint, you could spray that sucker up and make it look make it look beautiful. But those colors are nice.
For these two, the Epion and the incoming wing,
Mm-hmm.
for how much they are, that would probably break me.
Yeah.
That
If you
I
can't
would-
make it to this event, I have seen both this Epion and this upcoming wing on Surugaya.
Yeah, but for how much?
150.
Yeah, guess how much it is there.
Oh, it's probably like $50.
$40 for that Epion there. I just looked it up.
Oh yes, the prices are down there.
Ugh.
6,600 yen.
$42.
To be 100%
cow.
fair and transparent, during our Monday night trivia, we're going to be giving away an Epion that's got some
Oh,
special
yeah.
colors, and I think the one we're giving away looks 100 times better than this
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. See, and the wing is 45. What? Wow.
That's
okay.
nuts. Yeah. So next
can
up
get
we
both of
have
these for
Wing
under
Gundam
$90.
Zero
Sorry.
EW
Okay.
contrast colors clear purple. If we have a Holy Knight Epion, we have an Evil Angel Wing Gundam.
thing. You're not going to make it, buddy.
No, no, I will. I'm going to break my oath for these two. If they're both sitting there.
And that's fine. That's fine. We didn't know we were going to Japan when you did this thing.
My gosh. Okay. This is going to be hard. Okay.
Clear translucent purple, solid like a solid brick red on it.
Yeah, it's really
It looks gorgeous.
Wow. Okay. Yep. Next up.
Boom. Next up, we're going to go step into the high grade realm. We have the brand new Rising Freedom Recirculation Neon Yellow.
It's cool.
It's really between that green and yellow. Like, it's not full yellow, it's kind of green.
okay.
Neon.
Looks cool. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It doesn't have any stickers on the wings because the normal the normal high grade has like those white stripes on the wings to help break them out a bit. It's kind of hoping a little more of that recirculation yellow would pop through on this. Just something to break up that black.
Yeah.
For a snap builder, this is going to look great on your shelf. 100%.
Yeah. Be a snap builder, snap it, and get some fluorescent panel liner that matches. That's all you need for Eco.
I mean, even straight out of the box, it looks nice.
Yeah. Speaking of nice, I'm going to skip the next one because I want to talk about this one more.
Okay, we'll say
so we're going to move on over to the Master Grade Gundam Exia Clear Color. It's an Exia. It's clear. I'm not a fan of that white. The white clear.
No.
It's all right.
Milky. I don't like it. That's 1%. That's skim milk. That's skim milk clear.
Skimmed Exia.
Yeah.
And then back over to high grade, we have this is Gundam Next Future Limited.
Yeah.
Which I'm not quite sure how truthful that is because I've seen this thing also on Surigaya.
Mama. Yep.
Yeah.
This same kit?
Same kit. Yeah. So this is the Recirculation Neon Blue Gundam Aerial.
When you were saying you weren't sure about Next Future, what does Next Future mean? Or does that just mean it's an event exclusive?
That's the event in Tokyo that we're
That's
going
the
to.
event. They say it's exclusive. But I swear I've seen this kit before.
Limited.
So maybe this model only appears at Gundam Next Future, and I'm just not aware that there was a Gundam Next Future before this.
No, it's a limited print. It's not exclusive. So that's the thing. It's probably whoring itself around different places, different things. But it will be limited, and it's going to be available at this event.
That's just cool, though. That aerial is just great. Okay.
Yeah, the aerial's a good kit. Don't sleep on it if you don't have one. If you've been under a rock and you haven't built one yet.
Let's go to the next page. I want to hold off on
turd.
No, next up, just real quick, a couple entry grades. Gundam RX-78 Earth Color. Not a fan of it.
That's a high grade.
It's an entry grade.
No, it says
it is a high grade. I am sorry.
Yeah.
I corrected
entry grades are so good I confuse them with high grades.
I just corrected Ian.
Yeah.
That's not going to ever happen.
That's not good. I have to go
get more coffee.
Whip myself later.
They look so
shame.
Whip yourself.
They look so close though. Just looking at each one back and forth.
They do.
Well, I can tell you the build on the entry grade is probably a lot more satisfying than the high grade.
Yeah.
Just
I
saying.
believe it's the 2015 Revive high grade on that Earth Color. Anyway,
the colors are cool though. I like the colors.
Oh yeah. And then entry grade limited RX-78 Gundam Classic colors, but this is like almost like desert camo.
Yeah.
We got like a sand brown, like concrete asphalt gray.
Yeah, $7. Cool.
It does look cool.
So worth it.
100%.
Oh yeah,
what
for
about
$7.
What about the gun platoon? Got a new gun platoon. It's like a neon blue, neon pink.
They say that this is the feeder image color.
Excuse me.
It's based on the with the movie posters for the original 3 Gundam movies.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
It's the big Gundam head that's in the background, and you have all the characters were up front.
Well worth $5 for that.
$5, sure.
Yep, that's what it is.
All right, we have to talk
Okay.
about it now.
Okay, let's go back. Here you go, boys. Get at it. Get them.
I think
Get 'em.
this is probably the best model kit Bandai has put out
Ooh,
recently.
Ever?
bold
Ever?
words.
I'm not sure about ever. The real grade Sazabi has been out for a while, but
Mhm.
Bandai has made another variant of it. This one is called the Mechanical Core Plating Real Grade Sazabi Gundam Base Limited.
Hmm.
So what in effect is going on here is I assume the frame of this real grade is like silver. From what I've seen pictures of people building this, it's like a silver inner frame.
Okay.
And then they have the most juiciest, shiniest, light reflective red clear armor to go over top of that. And the in-person result is like this candy-coated yet translucent
Yeah, it's like red. It's red candy, but it's clear at the same time. It's an effect that you most likely wouldn't be able to achieve without having a high level of skill in airbrushing and mixing paints.
Oh yeah.
But not even
For
that,
out of
I
the
think it's
box,
I think it's underneath too. Like it's not on top.
Yeah.
It's, oh.
Yeah. Out of the box experience with this, there's just no reason to paint this thing unless you wanted to paint the inner frame, which I'm gonna do 100%, and do some like little detail painting. But the red doesn't need to be touched. It's just perfect.
There's metal etch parts out there for the real grade Sazabi. I wonder if those are worth grabbing and putting on this as well.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever done metal etch before?
I have not.
Yeah, it's finicky.
MSRP for that is $133 for.
It is expensive.
It is expensive, but
this is
it's big, some of the though, right?
Well, the real grade is
Sazabi.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a standard RX-72 master grade. Wow. These prices are most likely reflecting Bandai's new pricing approach that's going into effect this year. They are increasing the pricing all of their kits.
Yeah, well, there's also a lot under the hood going into this model.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
it's
think
not your
the price
standard.
The entry price for this model is worth it. This real grade is going. It needs to be centerpiece in a DTOF. This thing has to be the center of your collection.
What you say?
Yeah, I mean, so
no, if you just said entry point, I'm just imagining somebody that was like,
oh,
this is their first kit ever. That's like,
no,
oh
I mean,
gosh,
I think if you were new to Gundam and you saw this, if you had the layout that we do here of what we're looking at, new to this hobby, I think you're going to look at that Sazabi and go, holy crap, I need to get this.
Yeah. So this is like the other plating versions of kits. You know, you pay extra for the plating. That's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're just paying extra for plating. I don't know why, in God's name, they stuck with that horrid, garbage, yellowy gold injection garbage. Puke.
Tell us how you really feel, Dan.
Poop. For $130, give me something better than that.
Yeah.
Absolute
That's
trash gold.
The negative point of that kit is injection gold on the cannon in the center.
It's the worst gold.
They heard you talking about it. They're just like, oh, he's just going to paint it anyways. Who cares?
He's just going to paint it.
I just don't get it.
Like somewhere, and they chose the gold on this kit.
Yeah. I do not understand why Bandai does this. They have the material. Just use a different material for it. Mm-hmm. So bad.
Well, what is the high grade Black Knight Calrea? Jesus, Calrea from Gundam Seed Freedom was gold injection. And I haven't built mine yet, but the reviews I'm hearing is people saying that gold injection seems to be like the next level above what they've done in the past. Like this is a completely different gold injection. Yeah. It's not as swirly as releases in the past. So hopefully this may be on the same level in person.
I've seen video reviews of it and pictures, and it just looks garbage. It's trash.
Dan has spoken. It is garbage.
Yep,
I can't buy this anymore.
Okay,
it's done.
Good.
You just have to paint. You have to paint it.
Oh,
you can't have you can't have this beautiful, perfect looking thing and then just this it's like right in the middle of it, and all the veneers have that gold garbage. You got to fix it. You're not going to spend $130 on a kit and not fix that.
Mm-hmm.
I have spoken.
You have spoken.
This is the way.
All right, so that wraps up the news. Thanks, Ian, for doing all that research for us, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Let's get into our topic for this episode. I know it's going a little long, but we wanted to talk this week about competition. Why competition is fun, our thoughts on it each individually. Lang, did you want to start or did you want me to kick it off?
I'm happy to start. We have a number of points of what we want to kind of approach with competitions. Dan had some really good points. I have some other points. Amongst us, we've hit in the past year and a half, 2 years, a number of Pacific Northwest and California competitions. I think there's the main two types that we've attended are GBWC or smaller venues, and then larger IPMS or SCGMC, which is Southern California Gunpla Model Competition. I'm going to steal one of Dan's points, and he can jump in, and we can kind of go back and forth on the points on there. One of them is how to prepare for a competition. Preparing for a competition, I think mentality is going to be 80% of your prep, and the other 20% are just logistics. How do you pack your things? What are you bringing, and how are you going to set it up? Which can be extremely stressful. 80% of the mentality of what you're going in and what you're expecting can really affect, like, it. I don't think any competition is going to go perfect how you expect. So I had a friend who said, like, how much, what you're getting out of it. If you spent, let's say you brought a master grade, you spent $60 on a master grade, you got, you put maybe 20 hours into it. With what you've already spent, both time and money, have you enjoyed the experience? If you're not enjoying it and you get your hopes too much up and you go into a competition with even higher hopes and expectations, you're not going to enjoy yourself. Preparing for me, I think people need to tone down and use each competition not so much as a competition, but just an opportunity to share and to grow and to bond. If you're going in there just to win, great. If you win every time, I don't think that's as eventful, but you've got to have the right mentality of preparing yourself, I think. What do you guys think?
I mean, that's interesting hearing your perspective on it. Considering, how did we start this year? Lang was ripping into me like pretty much nonstop for 3 weeks about how he was going to take me down, destroy me.
That's different. That's
okay.
That's the exception to our rule.
Oh, okay. When you have a good buddy who is, or a best friend who is in the competition scene with you, you get this really amazing, and I'm not being sarcastic right now, you get this really amazing camaraderie and competitive nature, which can and does build you up.
Yeah.
And so Lang's objective this year is to bend me over his knee and spank me. And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I love a good spanking. I had some notes here. So what the first thing that I have on here is how to prepare for competition. Some good tips that me and Lang have realized over doing this for the last year was really busy competition wise, and this year's going to be no different, maybe even busier. One of the best things you can do is get on there, find the categories, figure out what you've got already that you've built this year that can go into the different categories. Get as many kits as you can into all the different categories. It increases your chances of winning something. All of these competitions are always going to have printable, and you can even fill them out on your computer, or you can print them, or you can fill them out on your phone nowadays with smartphones and everything. Cards with your entry, what's called, what you did to the kit, all that stuff. Do those before the show. Don't do those at the show if you can help it.
Mm-hmm.
It eliminates that entire chunk of stress, and it allows you to get in the show, register, and get out onto the floor and get your model up so much faster.
Doesn't hold up the entry line.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I mean, there's always going to be people that aren't as prepped, but that's like one of the best things you can do to reduce your stress, and just get in there and get your kit set up, which is one of the more stressful parts of the whole thing. The other tip I had was, if you are gonna, like, I'm all about competing, and I do like to win. If I don't win, I always take it as a, okay, well, what can I do to get better? So that's part of the mentality of going to a competition, is preparing yourself for the worst, and hoping for the best. Go in there thinking to yourself, like, I'm just there to hang out with people. I'm just there to look at other cool builds. I may not win anything, and if that's the case, I'm still going to have fun. Like, make that your main objective. And then if you win, great. That's the cherry on top for the whole process. That being said, if you do want to compete, you have to go in there with the mentality of competing. They're only going to pick the best 3 kits of every category. That's just how it is. There's no participation trophies, none of that kind of stuff. Like, this is competition. So you have to remember, yes, Lang?
No, you keep going. I'm just going to follow you.
You have to remember that you are going to be going in against other people that are bringing their A game. So with that said, think about what judges are looking for, and then do your build within those parameters, but also with your own creative, playing to it. That's what I was going to say there, Lang. What did you have to say?
I think, jumping on what you were saying with the judges, if you're not running the competition, don't diss the comp, or like insult the competition with expectations that aren't theirs. They're yours. Like, right. It's like if you're
participating in their show.
Yeah, it's like going to it's like 2 basketball teams who one team lost because they didn't have the basics down, but the losing team had better jerseys on. Who gives a hoot? Like, that's not what this is, right? Like, if you're going to play the game, you got to know what game you're playing. Like in IPMS competitions, you're going up against guys that have been working on beautiful dioramas with planes that might have better details than yours. Go up to the guy that made that, maybe won a ribbon, said, how did you do that?
Or even, and if you're more introverted, like I am sometimes, like, just take a whole bunch of pictures. Take a whole bunch of pictures of the winning kits from all the different angles that you can reach, and then study that. And then your next competition, and there's multiples throughout the year. Next competition, try to emulate that, but elevate it too. See that they did weathering, do your weathering better. Spend more time on weathering. See that they did pre-shading, spend more time learning how to do pre-shading. Like, it is work. It is work to compete. And that's an important thing to remember. You can't just slap something onto a kit and think, I'm so creative, and then win. You have to do it. You have to execute it well. Right. You have to execute well. And that's a big part of it. So one of the things is be humble. I've been to a lot of competitions, and I've talked with a lot of other modelers, and I would say sometimes at every show I meet one, there's somebody who just, all they want to do is talk about their kit. All they want to do is talk about their work, and all they want to do is talk about their achievements and how great their stuff is. They don't care about talking to you as a person, as a modeler. And that makes winning against them all the more tasty. It puts them in their place. But as if you're going to get into competition, or if you're already in competition but you haven't been to that many, or if you're an experienced competition person, just remember to stay humble. Ask questions about other people's builds. It's such a turnoff, I guess you could say, to brag about your work, your work's there. It's there. You're not a salesman at these shows. You're not talking to judges. You're talking to other builders. Your work is there, and if it doesn't pop, that's on you. That's not because you're not selling properly to the other people at the show.
Yeah.
So stay humble. Did you have something to say, Lang?
I'm good.
Oh, okay. I saw you squirming there.
We'll have plenty. I'm always squirming. I'm just cold out here.
Oh, okay.
No, we'll have plenty of topics to go over. So, Ian, did you have any points on how to prepare? Because you came and observed. Was that your first one at Mid Valley this last fall?
Yeah, with you guys, Mid Valley was the first one I tagged along to.
What did you want? Like after going to that one, you didn't bring any kits, correct?
No, I did not bring anything.
So what are you doing now to prepare after hearing us blab and wanting to get yourself there?
Honestly, nothing much right now. I still have to put something together that I want to display.
The gang again.
Maybe. Whenever I do get that finished, yeah.
You will.
So
we want to see it there.
Well, let me do.
I'm taking everything you guys are saying to heart, and I'm going to implement that into how I will eventually be tackling model competitions.
And then the way I approach competition is I'm very blunt about it, because I want people to know, like, if you want to win, I want people to come in with that mindset of like, okay, this isn't easy. It is hard. I think people need to know, like, we encourage everybody, please come and compete. And one of the reasons for that is because we want more model kits on the table. We want more people to see, to be inspired to grow in the hobby, in the competition hobby, or the competition space, or whatever. But also to know that, like, the odds of winning is a ratio compared to how many kits are on the table. If there's 10 kits on the table and you have one, your odds of winning an award are 3 in 10. So you have to beat out 7 other competitors. So that you do have to remember it is a competition. But don't be afraid to compete because you don't think your work's going to be good enough. You never know what's going to be there.
Dan.
So if I'm in that category,
that's easy.
So kind of on that is like, kind of on that same vein is when you see a thing online that inspires you, or you see someone else's work, you want to elevate your work and not emulate their work. That's an important thing to remember. Also, be original. Don't copy something you've seen online. If you see it, use it as inspiration, but don't copy it exactly. You need to put your spin on it, because judges and other people at these competitions, especially in the competition space, they're looking at customs online. So
on that,
that's
example
why
for me. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you right off. So Dan, I think it was last year, was saying like, dude, you need to have a stand. You need to have something below it. My first competition, I didn't have anything. They were just freestanding. And now it feels like there's so many folks that literally it works, but it's almost setting a standard and everyone copies it. It's just one little wood plaque. Everyone's doing that. It feels like, yeah, that's the good thing to do, but what else can you do that's still a stand? Which is what I'm really taking to heart this year. Last year, I 3D printed a manhole cover because I had turtles. It's still a stand, still a base. It was very simple and really effective. Take the idea and just like dance it, like make it your own, get creative. And I have a really good one that I'm keeping top secret.
So at 2 competitions last year, I don't know if you know the slang, but I was talking to some judges after the competition, and the only difference, or the winning deciding thing between 2 kits on 2 different competitions, was one was on a base and one wasn't. So they're just like, these were both so good, we couldn't decide which one was better, but this person put in the extra however long it was, put it on a wood base and stain it and polish it.
Yeah.
So that can be, even if it is something that's becoming more common, one of the reasons for that is it elevates your model a little bit. It brings it up a little bit higher. It subconsciously draws your attention to it.
It emphasizes it, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I've been doing to separate my stuff a little bit is I've been putting some claw plate on top of the wood. Um, it's literally just a square of claw plate. Slap it on there, paint it. That can help. You can also do like I put felt on the bottom of mine sometimes to make it classier. I go on Etsy and I buy badges that have the name of the kit printed on there. So you can flourish it out any way you want. You can get your paint pens out and do a little drawing. You can sign the thing. Who cares? Just put it on a base. That's a big part. That's a big thing. Is put it on a base. Don't action stands or action bases do not count. Those actually tend to make your kit in competition, in my opinion, look more gimmicky and less customized if you put it on an action stand. So it's just hovering in the air with some pre-made Bandai action stand. That's my opinion.
Unless you really connect the action base with it.
Yes, but you have to do something with that hexagon base.
Mm-hmm.
It can't just be a chunk of plastic. And there's other ways to get your kit in the air than an action base. Use a piece of clear acrylic rod and ram it right up the butt of the Gundam or the mobile suit, and then stick that in your thing. That looks 1,000 times better than an action stand.
Arm.
Yeah. Another thing kind of goes into these points is let your work speak for itself. Don't linger next to your work. I've seen now people are going to be asking questions about your kit if you're standing right next to it, and then you get to field those questions, and it makes you feel good because people are asking about your build and stuff. But me as a competition builder, I find it a lot more interesting if you just kind of stand away from your build and listen in on what people say about it, because then you hear things, you hear like honest truth critiquing of your build. And I've heard some terrible hot takes on my builds before. And I wouldn't have heard that if I was standing right next to it and someone was like, "Oh, did you build this?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I did. I bet I did. They're not going to tell you what they think.
This isn't a 5th grade science project.
But you don't want to go run over there and jump in their conversation.
Yeah.
No. And there are some people. There is a person who I've seen do that.
It was in Mid-Valley.
And it's cringy and gross. And I don't even think that people enjoy that. I honestly think people just want to look at kits and have their say about it, and let them do that. So stand far away and get that honest.
Stand away and put some contact information if you really, really want to. For 2 years in a row, I started doing my logos, like my Instagram contact with it. This year, what I would really like to do, and it's kind of stealing the idea, in Southern California, someone just had a photo album next to it of the progress and everything that they did, which I thought was great. I really want just a digital frame of like before and afters. Yeah. Right. And just
so Lang was telling me about that idea, and I think it's great. I took that idea and I'm not going to emulate it. I'm going to elevate it. Like I said earlier, and I got these little screens that play videos. So what my Mastercraft build this year is going to have like a video of the build being built next to my build. I like that kind of gimmick.
Whole production.
Jesus.
That's great.
But as a attender to these things, or even a fellow modeler, that would be so fun to walk up to a kit and be like, "Oh, you can watch them build it, and the final product is right here." So think about that kind of outside of the box stuff, like Lang's idea of doing a digital picture frame with stills. That's brilliant. That's the kind of out of the box. Like those are the things that are going to separate you and create new trends in the hobby space. Like people are gonna see Lang do that, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is a really cool idea for how to get more info than that little sheet of paper about my build there in like a audio visual way." So think about, like, always be thinking like, what can I do that's like not been done before? And when you do that, execute it well, and it's going to pay off dividends.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's what I had for my notes. Lang, did you have anything else?
I just had like favorite memories of cons so far, favorite builds. Why don't we save that? We'll return back to this topic on more personal experiences. Just we've been long as we're getting closer to both Model Manias coming up in February. We have IPMS Seattle in April. So we'll hold on to those for more personal experiences. Now we've just given a detail because now you have time to start preparing with all those things that we've given you.
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
This week we'll jump over to a fun thing that, it's time for our advice corner. Da-da-da-da. I'm going to jump in. So we had two folks reach out with advice. Nice.
Welcome to the advice corner.
So we have. What do we?
I don't know what I did there. Don't worry about it. How do I get rid of that?
We'll edit this out right here.
There we go.
We had two questions asking us for advice all throughout the first one. The first one is, how do you handle overbearing parents? How do you handle overbearing parents? So again, disclaimer, we're not certified. We're not experienced for the most part, unless we say otherwise. And we are not to be held liable for any comments or insinuations that might derive from this advice corner. However,
everybody,
advice. I'll jump in. If they're overbearing with something, mirror exactly what they're saying back to them in the moment. See what happens. See what happens. If they overbear you, overbear them, and see what happens. Like
that disclaimer goes to heart now.
If you live with these overbearing parents, we don't do that.
Yeah.
That's my funny answer. I'll come back with a serious answer in a minute. What do you guys think?
I'll go next. Okay. Here's the thing. I treat overbearing people like I would treat an overbearing model kit. You got to bust that sucker into submission. You got to show that model kit who's boss. And that goes the same way with overbearing people. Bust out your nippers and start nipping, buddy. Nip and tuck.
Oh, okay. Good Lord.
Ian?
Yeah. So, since I'm the younger guy of this threesome, my parents were certainly overbearing. They never gave me any smile, smirk, that's awesome comment on anything that I would buy and purchase and grow my collection. They were very disappointed with me going out to Toys R Us, grabbing Transformers and toys and bringing them home. They were not proud of that.
Yep.
This breaks my heart.
I feel you.
Yeah,
feel you.
Yeah. Played the little violin. So growing up in my parents' house, I would be at points where I was actually sneaking stuff that I brought into the house. I would
Transformers RID Optimus in the closet.
Yeah. If I was going to pick up my mail, if I was going out to buy something, I would make sure who's home. And if they were home, I would end up having to stash something in the garage, hide it under my coat. It's not good.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But it was, my parents also never really, they would get things time to time, but a lot of times I would ask for something and it would be a no.
Yeah.
And I feel like as where I'm at today, that's definitely influenced me a bit. So now that I was an adult and had that adult money, you can see behind me.
Yeah, I was about to say
that adult money has gone somewhere. Yeah. It's definitely driven me to be satisfying that brand new toy feeling.
Yep.
And it's a hell of a rush.
So having been through that, Ian, what's your what's a good healthy way, do you think, to mentally deal with that kind of stuff? Having been through it now with the foresight you've got.
Parents are parents. They're obviously they're looking out for you and trying to do what they think is the best for you. Kind of put yourself in their shoes if you can. I mean, hopefully you don't hate them and can't put yourself in their shoes, but try to see what they're talking about, what they see. I mean, at where I'm at now, I do see where they were at, uh,
Yeah.
constantly bringing home things, filling up a small bedroom full of toys, not saving money.
Yeah.
Now, all that
Um,
being said, Ian, having known you
Yeah,
for a while now, you still hide stuff sometimes.
I do.
I'm
I
pretty sure
do.
you bought a dendrobium and you tried to hide it behind a bunch of little kids. Did that happen, or
Yeah.
am I crazy?
No, I did. Yeah. Girlfriend. I wasn't wanting to know girlfriend's reaction when I brought home
Yeah.
a dendrobium.
So, so that being said, everybody, I've done that too. I've bought kits and then they go straight into the garage. They don't go through the house first. So this happens. It still happens.
Yeah.
Still normal.
Yeah.
You know?
30, 40, 50. We still do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It just goes from parents to relationships, and then
Significant
your
others.
wives, husbands, significant others. Yeah.
Yeah. So after, like, my advice was to overbear them back. After you do that, in all seriousness, I myself had some. We all have parent issues. Now I'm a parent of 4 now, and yes, that happened in just 7 years' time. 4 kids. It's a whole long fun story we can get into another day. Um, when I was growing up, I'm learning now in my old age that if you're an adult or if you're a youth and with overbearing parents, Ian's great advice is to try to put yourself in their shoes, as well as try to establish boundaries. And when I say try, I emphasis try, because it's a learning process when you establish them.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if when I was 18, it was, gosh, I'm so old. When I was 18 and I got that Transformers RID Optimus from Target, and I was trying to sneak it in, and I get a reply back, why would you spend your money on that? It's hard not to
Mm-hmm.
try and reply, like, just be shamed, right? It's very
Yeah.
hard not to be shamed and stand up for yourself to say, like, this is just what I wanted. This is my money. You don't need to worry. And it's even harder to be vulnerable and say, like, I love this show because of this. I mean, trying to learn to be vulnerable with family that's never been vulnerable is near impossible. Try to get some support from outside sources so you can do that someday, and establish where you're at, so that your parents, it's never going to be fast for
Mm-hmm.
overbearing parents to learn the why it's for you and not against them. It's going to take time. It's never going to be an instant, and it's even going to be harder, because when you do it, they'll probably fight back because it's uncomfortable and it's hard. We all feel you. It's hard. Stick with it. Get some support. Establish boundaries. My serious answer.
Yeah. I'm sticking to my original answer, but I will add. Surround yourself with, if you can. And some of us are introverted, and it's really hard to, when you're not in school, to find
Yeah.
friends. But
Oh
find
yeah.
yourself a local club. Find yourself a Discord. Find yourself people that have that share the same
Mm-hmm.
interests as you, and then you're in a safe space. You're in a bubble where no one's going to judge you for whatever you're doing, whatever you're buying, if bottle kits or whatever you're doing. If thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to add on from personal experience. Also, when it comes to surrounding yourself with people, do not try to lock in and hide who you are from those people. When I went through high school, you go through learning how to have relationships with people. Um, and a lot of times I did completely hide that I was still collecting figures, collecting toys, watching cartoons, and
Yeah.
all that. Um, and I felt like I spent more time trying to be someone who I really wasn't.
Yeah.
And I can't say that that's really, maybe it has affected like who I am now, but I did spend a lot of time trying to be someone I am not. And don't change who you are just to impress other people, for
Yeah.
sure.
Thing.
I'm going to do one more note and then we'll move to the next one is when you get into those servers or other places to get that support, you're connected by a common thread of something, whatever it might be, whether it's Gunpla, whether it's something you read, something you play video games or something like that. If you make a connection and then there's something about that person that you really disagree with, you still have that bond. You can still set those boundaries. For example, I made a really good connection with somebody over Gunpla, and our political views could not be different. I'm not letting it destroy it. I'm not going to start up fights. I'm not going to start up arguments. They just say like, hey, this is what I thought about this. And you say, okay. And I just leave it. I don't try to engage it. I don't like that's a whole different
Respect
thing.
their opinions and also be sure that they respect your opinions.
Yeah.
But you're not required to share yours either. Like,
for sure.
Like don't think you have to start it or defend it and just say, you know what? I hear you. I'm just not 100% sharing that stuff. Can we just go watch Gundam Wing again and prepare for the quiz show that's coming up on WCGA? Like, please.
Yeah. I mean,
keep it simple.
There's merit there. Also, at the same time, like just crush the competition, and that goes to humans. Crush them all.
So on that note, Dan, so you do a lot of crushing, Dan. You do. So our next question kind of I'll tie in with that since you crush all the time. How do you deal with burnout?
Can I go first on this one?
Yes. So how do you deal with crush burnout?
Oh, okay, this is serious, Dan. Now, ready? It's okay to get burnout from building. Guess what? Model kit building is not your job, and guess what? It doesn't have to be your only hobby. So if you do a build and it takes you a long time, or if you're in the middle of a build, or if you just started a build and it's just not clicking and you're not getting, it's not sparking the joy for you, fine. Don't feel guilt over it. It's still your hobby. And even if you take a break for a year or more, it's still something that gave you enjoyment at the time. So I will say how I deal with burnout. First thing I do is I build something that's not Gundam related, because the majority of everything I do is Gundam. I'll do a weird build, a happy build, from like Kotobukiya or Hexagear or something silly and dumb I find on Blockies, something silly and dumb I find on Sugar Mama. But if I really just don't want to do a model kit because I'm just suffering from model kit burnout, play a video game, watch movies, take a break, step back, and then wait for that feeling to come back of like, I want to do this. Don't ever feel like it's something you have to do. Like, we're all in this hobby together, enjoying it at the pace we want to, whether it's map building or competition or customizing or anything like that. Like, just enjoy your time with it. And then when you're not enjoying your time with it, don't feel like you have to do it. That's my take.
Ian?
I do not have.
I don't think Ian experiences burnout. He just builds all the time.
I'm not on the level that you guys are at right now. I don't have.
No.
Well, Ian has a healthy
going on.
Ian has a healthy schmear. You could say a schmear of hobbies. He does Transformers. He does Gundam. He does Destiny. He does Fortnite. Ian's in a healthy space. His backlog isn't in a healthy space. No. But mentally, he's in a healthy space.
Yeah.
What about you,
in a healthier space when the weather gets better. We'll do I'm gonna sell some stuff off.
I'm not a wuss and I don't burn out. Like that's just it. No, I'm kidding.
That's my line.
We're back to Soviet Dan.
But careful. So for burnout for me, I think I've got to. This is number one for me, if I'm getting burnt out, I've got to step away from almost everything and get a little bit more sleep. I'm up at 5 in the morning to go to my job every day. So that's my main burnout, that I get myself some more sleep. And then I have to, like right now, I think I didn't push myself to work on my IPMS build. And I kind of started just reorganizing and just resetting with my backlog. I have a spreadsheet that people think it's crazy, but there's a few people I know that do spreadsheets of backlogs. And a part of my spreadsheet, I just throw out ideas. I throw out ideas to kind of restart my creative juices from, okay, I have to do this one thing on my build to make it that one theme, which is great. And if I do that for too long, I'm like, I'm just doing this one thing. I need more. I need something colorful to kind of spice up and get me motivated again. So, for example, on my build right now, it's a double O riser, XN riser, 7-sword kind of combo. I'm doing a Psycho Zaku color scheme. But if you look on it, I have about 10 other ideas that I thought of on that same build. And in fact, I'm going to hurry and pull that up so I can kind of list those off. It's in Sheets too, if I can find it.
One of the while you're doing that, while you're pulling that up, I am experiencing mild case of burnout on this PGXia. Normally I'm like ripping through a kit, but having just finished the Perfect Xeon and then jumping right into this Perfect grade, I am experiencing some burnout. So you know what I'm going to do? It's okay to do this, guys. I'm going to play some Dynasty Warriors, and I'm probably going to spend a good chunk of my day today doing that.
Nice.
To try to refresh my brain a little bit.
So here's like some of the ideas I had. I had for the Double O Riser, a Voltron plus the Earth Garrison as the jet, a red, white, or Zeo Gold Ranger color scheme, the Return of the Fallen Fire plus Prime, Megatron and Starscream, Archangel from X-Men, Poe's X-Wing, Tekkaman and Pegasus. Or Pegasus, whatever you want to say. Like those are just ideas I started throwing out for there.
So you're saying like instead of if you start getting some burnout, maybe hop away from the kit and just do some brainstorming.
I just brainstorm. For those of you that know me, I do FAMPLA freebies where I also do that, and I'll ask people for ideas. Maybe I'll start doodling and just seeing colors. For me, I almost get emotional. Think about it. If I see color and it just like I just love it. Shut up. Like we just looked at that MG contrast color Zazabi. That boosts me up because
Did you cry?
love no, not yet. It boosts me up seeing that. Just the level of contrast, eye popping. Yes, anybody can do it, sure. But they're making it, and so for burnout for me, brainstorming, reorganizing, getting back into it, and kind of looking forth of what could be while I'm working on something else. That's what helps my burnout a lot.
Yeah. But to kind of finish it off, I will say to the person who posted the question about
I'll say
about
who
burnout.
it is because I'll throw them out. Guess who it was?
I know who it was.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't know if we were going to say the name on here.
His I'll say because it's a shout out because he's great. Chloe's dad on Instagram and undergraded.
I'll say to Chloe's dad, you don't get to suffer burnout. Build it, buddy. Just build it all day.
Nice.
No burnout for you.
Yeah.
I've seen what he does. I've seen the level.
Right.
Stay at that level, or I'm going to surpass you. I'll break you. That's what I'll say.
With love. Break you with love. Okay.
All right. Well, that wraps up our episode of the WCGA podcast. Thank you to Ian. Thank you to Lang. You can find Ian at Kantus_Prime. Find me at Danzer Dragoon. You can find Lang at
Skyfire_Riser or lurking around on our Discords. Discord is West Coast Gunpla Alliance. Look us up on Discord. We have every Monday night from 6 to who knows when is Monday night.
Plastic Crack
Guild
Club.
Nights, Plastic Crack Club. And it's this last time we had voice actor guests that had us rolling quite a bit. It was a lot of fun.
Government Commander and Starscream.
Yep. They appeared for us. Every week is something new. And then March 17th, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, that's right.
I started Gundam Wing in order to prepare for this. I suggest everyone else also, if you haven't already started, you better get on it.
Got some excellent prizes, which you can find on the Discord.
Yep. Our resident champion can't be dethroned because he's running it.
Yep.
Ian is a 2-time trivia champ and is kind enough to help run this one, so he can't be dethroned.
Well, he's co-running it, okay?
Dan, this is Dan's baby. Dan gets defensive if you start taking his baby away.
Taking my babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian is doing literally all the work for it. So
I'm doing the leg work with Dan on my back.
Yeah.
I'm cracking a whip that's not there.
And this is open to anybody to come and participate. Please. And it's fun.
Super fun. Super interactive, super fun. Be there March 17th.
Yeah.
The
or miss out.
Amazing.
Miss out. Big time.
February 15th and 16th in Seattle, Washington. Model Mania at the Museum of Flight. We will be there along with Cobra Pla, Chloe's dad, like we just mentioned, and a number of other builders. I haven't been, and I'm getting excited for how much they put on for this. So, and it's free, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, you have to pay to get in.
Okay.
But it's cheap. It's like,
it's worth
I want
it,
to say it's like $5 or something. Maybe $10.
Yeah, there's a Blackbird you get to go see.
Are you paying for the museum admission, or is it admission for this event? Okay.
Museum admission.
Admission.
It's cheap.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I think that's all. I think that's all we have right now, right? Am I missing anything? Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will catch you on the next one. It's been real. Now let's have a dance party.